it is Black Spring live again, and I'm just tuning in. I'm just checking in with you really quickly, and I it's this is just I'm saying it's Burly Sunday because it's pretty cold where I am. It's actually about 17 degrees cooler, I think, today than it was yesterday. So, however, I was having a look at a post or a story on just somebody else that I follow. And, the point was, I think that it's almost looking like Canada and so many other countries around the world are taking a kind of a badass stance, I guess, for lack of a better word, again, whether it be mandates or whatever. And I mean, most of us would think in our lifetime, do you ever think you were going to see, that kind of, for lack of a better word, resistance or a mass resistance from, Canada? Because I think they've never really had the, dare I say, the superpower or the super muscle chops. Um, but I don't know. I mean, are we taking a page? I mean, are we going to take a page out of their book, or are we going to just, you know, dare I say, we have videos. We have videos. Um, I don't know, but then of course there's all the only reason that anything is turning appear to be turning it's a deception or a manipulation is because these midterms are coming up. Is that these people are slightly lifting mandates and slightly backing off, but in the meanwhile you still have Fauci still in power. You still have your usual suspects. The thing is, I think they're going to use, and this is about politics right now. I think they're going to use this whole 14th Amendment bit from J6 to try to keep, certain people, DT, um, off the scene, as well as I think anyone that, um, well, the freshmen or sophomore leaders, they're going to use that as well to keep them from either running for office, because I think what do they need? What they just need the Congress to, the you know the, they. I think that the Dems are going to be able to. I think they'll probably be able to do that. What is it, McConnell? Um, or establishment Republicans. There was a great article I think on J Media that addresses this very specific thing, and I don't know. I think we'll just be back on a loop most of the time, but it's kind of exhausting. I have to tell you. Yeah, I have to tell you that it really is. So I mean, because I think you're not gonna meme these people, out of power. You're not going to mean girl book, get them out of power. You're not gonna do any of that. It's just not. I don't know. But see, and another content creator that I followed, he made an excellent point. He was saying that a lot of people are confusing, platforms or networks with actual power or the influence of a party, and it's just not there. It's not. Who cares if Fox News is number one? What does that have to do with what the Republicans or whoever is actually doing about anything? What does that have to do with any? It's not. That's not a ticket. Okay, if you're doing left right paradigm, if you're pulling levers, that is not winning. I'm sorry. Somebody having a number one book, that is not advancing liberty. Okay, it's not winning. So I'm just saying we'll just see what happens, because I think they're going to steal this whole thing. I think this whole thing we're going to be right back to where we are. Um, I think we'll be right back to where we are. I think they'll put the mask mandates back on hot, and say you got to do mail-in ballots or whatnot again. Um, so yeah, that's what I think. I mean, of course, I've seen the polls. I've seen the polls. I see what the polls are saying. I see the polls say, looking favorable in one way, but you know, can you really rely on that? Um, Yeah, so I just think it's just, of course, it's the Matrix, but I'm just, I'm just thinking he made some excellent points. No matter what culture wars you think you're winning, or movements you think you're winning, that is not the strength, or that is not representation. Sorry, it's just not. Do I have the answers? No, but I'm saying, why be confused? Why lack discernment? When you, it's like we can see so much, but we still, with all the discernment we have, we still have people that are already back in the matrix. They're already back in that whole loop again. And shout out to everybody that's in the stream. This is kind of random here, and it's cold. Marcy T's here. Marcy T says this is madness. Agreed. And Marcy T says robber barons. Marcy T says liars. Hi, old head dudes 22. He said, then there's people like all of us believing all of the MSN propaganda. Um, well, they've scared the lights out of people with the whole J6 thing. So, what kind of civil disobedience do you think is going to be on display? What do you think they're going to do? Hi, Callie Unknown. I mean, I'm just saying we're already back in the loop. They pull out it's like they're selling, to me it's like selling hope. We stay in the pit for 20 plus months, and all of a sudden we're going to be we're back in the loop again. We're back. um I don't know. Like I said, I don't have the answers. I'm just saying that I don't. Some of these things are. It's hope. It's just what it is. It's exactly what it is. Um, but yeah. So it's like now we're looking, like, it just seems like people are happy looking to. We're looking to Canada in support of them, but that does not replace what's happening here. It does not replace our struggles. It does not. It does not. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that it's like we're not really joined at the hip with them. It's not like it's an ally or something that we are. The effects of this whole thing is, of course, it's global tyranny. I do believe, but what does that do to advance our own the interest here? It's critical. It's all very critical. Um. So yeah, but of course, it continues. It'll continue. Um but yeah, but I'm just like, just don't be deceived. Like, just, like, why be deceived? Because we see something to the north of us, that somebody's standing up to the north of us. I just don't know. I'm not sure where we are. Like, I mean, what's the plan? Do we have a plan? But I got a video for you. It's like, I'm gonna video you to death. you know um Mark Levin, Candace Owens. Yeah, we got all of that. What's the plan? Who's going to stand up to anyone legally, or how? What's going to happen? I don't see I don't see it. What I do see is, I'm just saying, and this is my first time actually. You know how we get used to things, we become desensitized. I think we've all been traumatized, desensitized, and um demoralized all at the same time. It's overwhelming. So just to that point, I was saying, um, we've all gotten used to what we see, and we don't really know how to process. We're not really processing it, that well anymore. It's just kind of being like Groundhog's Day. So, for example, I almost said, for example, I was in Target, and I'm starting to realize I've been looking for several weeks, several months. None of those shelves are full. They have not been full in a long time. You just look at it, you just look down the aisle, and you see there are products, but you also can see the plastic and the illumination from the design, or from just the structure of the store. You can see that. But I'm like, Autumn, that is not new. It's been like that. It's been like that. So these shelves are, none of them, I think they do just enough to keep you from going wow, from the whole wow factor. Some places are not. Some places are doing a better, covert job, than others. But it's pretty empty. And this is just whether it's cosmetics or whatever it is. Hi, Information Man Show. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for coming in. And it's, they're pretty empty. But like I said, I just realized, but it's been like that every single time. So why is it standing out today? And then I look, and then I go down like over into the food section just for kicks. Okay, so go to the food section, maybe get a snack or something, and then all of a sudden I see like the smallest bag, just like all the bags, some of the smallest bags of chips. Dare I say, like they're the kettle cooked chips or whatever you like. Those chips, like what is it, the brand? Maybe it's Miss Vicky's or something. Maybe Miss Vicky's kettle cooked chips. That is one of the smallest bags of the kettle cooked chips, and those chips are at $3.19 for a small bag. I don't even know how many ounces of chips are in that bag, but they have their little lunch size bag, brown bag size Miss Vicky's chips, but then they have a size that's above that, that's like a little, it's not even a medium, it's like a medium, I'd say it's a pint size kind of a bag. And those chips, all the chips in that row and above that, and I think even other brands were over, most of these items are $3.19 and better in terms of price. So I'm just thinking, I have never paid that much. You might see that price in the past in the convenience store, but in a larger, whether I say department store or a larger, like just a larger store, you would not see, a more economical store, you would not normally see a small bag of chips at that price. So it's just, and some people think that Target is on, some people say Target, that Target is a little bit more on the what I say, the nose in the air, the hoity-toity side of shopping. But I found that was fascinating to me, that the volume, what do you call it? It's a inflation. It's a specific type of inflation, where you get, I can't think of the name on front of it right now, but I'm just saying, I don't know. It's February, folks. Yeah, it's February, and things don't look, it's just, I don't know how much longer they're going to be able to keep things up. But I guess that's why you do, for those of you that prep, those of you that stack your beans, stack your rice, stack whatever it is you're preparing. That is that's that's just, it's just that you're right. Shout out to Callie Unknown, nice to see you. Callie Unknown says, we have only just begun to see inflation in our country. Brace yourselves, prepare. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Old Head Dude says, I quit buying them. And Marcy T says, Nancy Poop Lousy said, the Democrat Party is not for defund the police. All of a sudden, they're pro whatever. Those people, they're floppers. She's a flopper, just like, Fauci and the rest of them, okay? I just can't really deal with her. I try to, in small dosages, but even that's a lot. But just to stay informed, you have to deal with them on some level. But I'm just saying, I just don't see that the people, that these representatives are doing anything for anyone. And if you think that the midterms are a prescription for this whole thing, I think we're going to end up, we're going to be spinning our wheels, because you have your star players. We've talked about the Jim Jordans, the what's that guy, Kennedy, out with that thick accent that he does. He's funny. Very funny. But the theater, they do a great job. And of course, what is Rand Paul going at Fauci regularly? But what is that doing? He's still in power. And I'm just, and they might try to ding me for this, but if you guys notice the amount of HIV commercials that are on the rise, regularly, like they're giving hope they're giving hope where people don't even really realize where they needed it. Okay, have you seen it? Have you seen it? The BBC put out something the other day. Um, yeah, the BBC put out something the other day. They've tried to shadow ban that, I think, via Twitter. But I think, what is it? One of the other content creators, Salty Cracker, I believe it is, he has it on his page. But, for those of us that are under the auspices of this conspiracy, we've been talking about this for years. Not for, well, we heard about this 2 years ago. Okay? Like I said, I told you guys yesterday, they're dripping more and more things. The side effects about this situation are coming out. What I just referenced is not a side effect. I think that was intentional. Okay, more and more is coming out. They've talked about the slight problem with menstrual periods, slight disruptions. And to somebody else's point, no, I find it a miscarriage or a stillborn child is slightly not, that's not small, folks. It's not. Okay. And then it's like, why are we're turning in, I'm kind of ranting right now. We're turning into the United States of symbolism, right? There's this guy that they just hired. This last guy they just hired. What is it with all this symbolism stuff? Like, you don't have to be qualified. You just have to be you just have to give one of your something from your box of chocolate, something from your assortment. Give them a win, right? Give them a symbol. Okay, hey, you could use your pronouns here. Yeah, you don't have to do a damn thing to do your job. Just give them a win. Use your pronouns. And I think this guy might even be foreshadowing that's what they want to do next. What's Biden going to do next? Is he going to promise the next person will be LGBTQ, the next president? Is that what, are they going to guarantee that next? I mean, I'm just saying, they always eke out or drop these breadcrumbs and then bam, you got it. That's what's next. Shout out to everybody in the stream. Cali Unknown says no qualifications necessary, just do as I say, no questions. Info Media, sorry, I'm trying to keep up here. This is Black Spring Mobile here. Says, I have you now with my new channel now too. Thanks so much for coming in. It's nice to see you. If you're new here, I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for coming in. This is kind of a rant. I said Burly Sunday because it's 17 degrees cooler than it was yesterday. Marcy T says it's not a false positive. Yeah, buddy. H to the Hey, I'm gonna put it out the way Derek C. Williams, shout out to you if you're anywhere near. He says the monster. Some people just can't believe that their big zaddy GOV could do them wrong. They just don't believe that they could be played by Big Daddy G. They just don't believe it. Yeah, they don't. Oh, thanks, Information Man Show. I really appreciate it. You have another channel. Okay, great. Thank you so much. I will note to self on that. Thank you so much. Hi, Bolan Stevanovic. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. You guys check each other out. You guys drop your links in here. I've been telling you to do that. This is not a grow stream, but we'll do what we want here. We'll do what we want, and they'll do what they want. So, yeah. But I'm just saying, with all the symbolism and all of the commercials, they died the V commercials. You see, like, you're kind of like massaging people's brains. They're giving you hope where you don't even, did you know you needed hope where that was concerned right now? Why do you need that right now? And many people might be under the impression that that's just for people of that community or that assortment, but it's not. It's I'm telling you, it's quite depressing. It really is. Let me just back up here just a little bit. I've got some comments I'd like to read. I'm not gonna keep you guys long. Just dropping in here. I just had a couple of thoughts. Marcy T says Prince Harry is advocating. Right, that was another thing that I saw. Why is there such a thick conversation about HIV all of a sudden? I mean, where did I see that? He was like, oh, they owe it to, you owe it to, isn't this just damn convenient that people are talking about this openly now? And we've got stars directing our fate. And guess who it is? It's Prince Harry. Prince Harry says, go out and get your tests. Do it for you. I'm telling you, it's the creepiest. This is like somebody says, it's like we're watching a movie. No, we're in the movie, honey. We're in the movie. You don't have to watch it. You got the preview. You got the preview a long time ago. Now you're in the movie. I told you about the movie. Some of you guys remember it. It's Beetlejuice. If you just, I'm just gonna quick little anecdotal on that. Of course, there's a section. Okay, this is Alec Baldwin. Okay, this is Smaller Potatoes, Alec Baldwin and Gina Davis. So it's like I think what you had to do was say certain thing 3 times, and you'd end up in the model. Well, folks, we're not in the model. We're not in the model. We're not speaking from the. We're not watching the movie anymore. We are in the model, and we didn't even have to say Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice 3 times. We're definitely in the movie right now. You might say CV19, 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 but you're already in the movie. But I just find it's interesting. You're right, Mara CT. I was going to bring that up. Why is there so much talk about HIV right now? Why? And there was kind of a puppet marionette movie not too long ago. And there was a tune. Everybody has the monster. The tune was everybody has da 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 da. Something like that. Don't make me sing. I'm not a singer. I'm a musician, but I'm not a singer. But it was everybody has the monster. And I think that was another preview. I really do. And those people that talk about that, shout out to Derek C. Williams if you're anywhere near here, that remorse stuff. And that's why I tell people, easy. You might better be easy. But why are they talking about this? Why are they talking about? That's another something to get people hooked on, right? Right. That's more for big pharma, right? That's another hack. So, I've talked enough. These are my thoughts. These are things that I didn't want to get by because I'm sure next week there'll be something else. But Prince Harry, and then who else? Any minute now, Magic Johnson, jump in. Jump in, Magic Johnson. Tell us the secret. Because he was out advocating for people to get the mocktail. But is he going to start advocating for people to get tested like Prince Harry? I don't know. I appreciate it. Two Hats is here. Marcy T says, we are in a horror movie. Two Hats says, I'm joking. Statism is a plague. Anarchists have the power. Yeah, but Salty Cracker had that on he had a little video, and somebody posted it on, it was posted on Twitter, but they quickly, they're hack checkers, which everybody knows by now. The hack checkers turns out to be just an opinion group, right? That those people weren't legit, which we already knew that. But for some, sorry about that. They believe what they're told. So with that said, all right. With that said, I am going to get out of here. Let you guys get back to your weekend. Mara CT, thanks so much for coming in and supporting the channel the way that you do. I really appreciate it. Old Head Deuce says they are in a movie. They can't unfollow the script. They are doomed. All right, so shout out to everybody that tuned in, and we'll start from the top. I'm gonna look where I found that, where I saw that RCT on Prince Harry. So I was just, do you? I mean, is it a coincidence? Um, and then I'm also hearing something about cancer and the jab as well. It's like you see him, you see drip, 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 breadcrumbs, breadcrumbs. Hi, Gary Gage. All right, so let's just shout out to everybody real quick, and we're out. Marcy T, thank you so much for coming in. Old Head Juice, Callie Unknown. And we'll get together. Anarchy Television, thank you so much for tuning in. And Information Man Show, thank you so much. It's good to see you. Hope you're doing well. And I will check out your second channel for sure. Bohan Stefanovic, thank you so much. But okay, so here's the deal. Is it possible? You know, not too long ago, on one of my live streams, I suspect that they're going to start rolling out more mRNA. They talked about that in that particular article. More mRNA mocktails are going to be released for things that they normally didn't have anything for. Perfect time for enters the H to the I to the Victor, right? Perfect time, right? I mean, are you guys seeing a pattern here? You guys are, I know. But many are not. Many are still are at that, in that hotel, in that big penthouse called denial and indoctrination. They're still in there. All right, guys, so I'm going to wrap us up now. Marcy T, Preacher's Angry Truth, thank you so much for coming in. Gary Gage. And Two Hats. I don't know. I'm on. Call me a conspiracy theory, but the more I get into this stuff, the more I start to choke up or appear to be cooped up, right? All right, guys. All right, well, I'll check you guys out later and have a great rest of your weekend. I'm not sure if you guys are doing. Some people talk about pagan holidays. Whether you're doing Valentine's, Galentine's. It's symbolism, right? On some level, right? All right, guys. Have a great rest of your Sunday.